Hi, everybody. Hi, this is Manju Ramanan, editor of Filmfare Middle East, and I'm waiting for connecting with the superbly talented Arman Malik. We'll do a live with him. He'll sing some songs for us. There are so many memories associated with Arman, I'll tell you, because I first met him in 2017 with a very dear friend of mine called Shruti Venkatraman in Dubai. And we met in the evening in Dubai, and it was pretty dark. We did a short video interview with him, and it was lovely to have interacted with him then. Then in 2018, Arman and Amal came to open the Filmfare Middle East launch at Bollywood Parks. They were so good. They came up on stage and they set the stage on fire. It was so beautiful. Both the brothers have always been very dear to us. They've always been some people who very humble, down to earth, and so talented, so talented. I'm sure a lot of Armanians have joined us, and what a lovely name to an entire group of people who love Arman. Such a young talent and such great heights that he's reached. And again, we also talk about we'll talk about his single, which we all want to know how, and he'll also sing a bit of from that as well, from his from Control. So this is Manju Ramanan, editor, Filmfare Middle East, and we are waiting for Arman to join us. Yes, hi Arman, 1 minute. I will just go. Waiting for Arman. It's just connecting to him, so we're just waiting for him to connect to us. Hi, hello.
Hi, can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. How are you doing?
All good, Baba. Yes.
What's up?
Okay, fabulous.
How are
So
you holding?
very good. Yeah, we have Insta lives regularly happening. We're working from home. So yes. Is my voice clear? Is my voice clear?
All good, all good.
Okay, okay. Now tell us, I mean, I saw you on Insta Live recently. You've just come out of one into the other, right? You had an Insta Live interview
I think your
recently.
video is getting
Just
stuck.
now. Hello? Can
Yeah,
you hear me?
yeah. I just had one. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can hear you
Okay.
now. I
Okay.
just had one right
Now,
now. Yeah.
okay. The most important thing is, of course, I was talking to everybody of how I met you in 2017, and then you came and opened our show in 2018, you and Amal. And of course, we've had a long association. We've met each other regularly in and out. And the last was a
Yeah.
lovely interview we did in the Pullman Hotel Dera when you'd come to perform here. So your
Yes.
association with us is really treasured, and so lovely to have you again on our Insta Live. Okay,
I'm so glad.
okay. Everyone wants to know about Control now. What a lovely album, and tell us about how it happened. And we're waiting to hear you sing a few lines
Well,
from there as well.
Control is very special part of a very special project. I've always wanted to sing in English. And one second. Can you guys hear me? I think there's some network issues. Can you see me, hear me now?
Yes, yes. Now it's okay. It's better than
Oh,
that earlier one.
it's better than the other spot, right? One second. This is
Yeah,
the problem we are facing now, network connectivity.
yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying, Control is a very special song and project for me because I've always wanted to sing in English since the age of 16.
Yeah.
And I've expressed this to you as well that I always wanted to do something globally. And this is the first time that a mainstream Indian artist has gone on to do something like this, and I'm really like, for me, more than a victory or step towards my success, it's more, I take it as my country moving forward in the global sphere of things. I think that's something that I'm really proud of and really happy.
And then, of course, Times Square hoardings and your name there. I'm sure that must be a proud moment. I mean, it's a proud moment for all of us, but for you as well.
It's a very proud moment for me. I obviously wanted to be there to see it in person and witness it live in front of me,
Yeah.
but because of the lockdown situation, all of us have to stay home and stay safe during this time. It's something that I never expected for my first song. everyone has their debut songs, loved and supported, but the kind of love and support that I got for my song was unreal, and I really did not, expect such a big thing for me to happen for the first song, and I'm really thankful to God for all that has happened for me.
Can we hear a few lines, please? I think everyone's waiting to hear this song. For sure.
Yeah, sure, for sure. How you gonna play me like that? Why you can make it complicated? You won't even text me back. You know the ways to keep me waiting. Say I'm done till you tell me come over. I can't help myself. Now I'm under your control and I can't take it anymore. We should make this personal. Why can't you just close the door? Do you wanna like that? Keep on pushing and you putting me back. Guess I'm under your control. I can't take it anymore. Anymore.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm holding the phone, otherwise I'll be clapping now. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. You started out very, very young. And
Yeah.
you had the very beautiful chance to train under your grandfather.
Correct.
And you told me once that you used to be just sitting next to him, and he used to rehearse. I mean, when he used to do riyaz, and just absorb and listen. And I remember a beautiful song that you and Amal sang for me, which again was Saranga, that your grandfather composed. And then you moved on to a song Amal composed based on that song.
Yes.
So can we have that? Because it's a very special moment. It's a continuum of some generations, right?
For sure. मैं रहूं या ना रहूं, तुम मुझ में कहीं बाकी रहना. मुझे नींद आए जो आखिरी, तुम ख्वाबों में आते रहना. बस इतना है तुम से कहना, बस इतना है तुम से कहना, बस इतना है तुम से कहना, बस इतना है तुम से कहना. मैं रहूं या ना रहूं, तुम मुझ में कहीं बाकी रहना.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Tell me some memories of your grandfather. What is the riyaz that taught you? What is that you learned from him? Of course, the grounding of classical music, but something more than that.
I think the one thing that I really picked up from him, and even my brother picked up from him, was his ability to cross over genres. Like I used to catch him on the keyboard, on the Casio, playing ragas to a techno beat. I mean, I would never imagine two different worlds like techno music and ragas coming together in like one amalgamation, and something like kind of was there with me and Amal from there onwards, that it's very important to mix up things and change up things, and not just keep one constant way of looking at things. And I think even when I'm doing like English music and international music, my whole ideation behind it is to kind of merge two different sounds and see where it goes. Control was a very pop and R&B kind of sounding song, but in the singing, in the inflections, you could hear a bit of like the Hindi murki, like anymore. That's a very Bollywood Hindi murki to do, and that's what I want to bring to the world. Get, even though it sounds international, but it has certain elements which are from my background, like from the Indian background. Even the next single that I'm planning to do in English has a very smartly done element in it, which brings it back home despite it being an international song. So that's what I want to do. I want the international audiences to also be exposed to what Indian musicians are capable of and how we merge sounds and bring it to the table. So I think that's what I picked off from my dada so early on. Like I used to be probably 4 or 5 years old when I was, we were all living in the same house at that point of time. Dada, dadi, mom, dad, me, Amal. So it was, I used to get up and just see him, wake up and just see him play the piano or the harmonium or the tanpura. So my training has been in that way, and see him do those things where I never expected Indian classical to be merged with like techno or the, those kind of beats. So he kind of opened up a whole new world for us as kids to experiment. I think that's what I picked off from him.
Okay, and also your family, your entire family. Your mother's been extremely supportive of your music. Your father
Oh yes,
and your
yes.
brother are totally into music. Your mother is that one person who anchors everybody. I've always seen her, hold fort and make sure that everything is in perfect working order. And
Yeah.
and she also, I mean, the fact that Salman Khan, tell me about that incident as well. And also tell me about the mahal at home with your father and brother, because everyone is all about music.
So my mom is the least musical person in our family. She does not listen to anyone's music except ours. Like that's the max she will hear. She will hear
Oh,
only
wow.
Amal and Arman's music. That's it.
Oh,
Apart from
wow.
that, she doesn't enjoy music as such. Like that's
Okay.
not her thing. She enjoys numbers, business. That's her thing. And
Yeah.
which is why she's the business brain behind all the Maliks. So while we do our singing and musical bit, mom manages the finances and the investments and where we should go next in terms of like the vision. So I think we balance out each other in the family really well. With mom, I think mom has been a solid backbone for me and Amal. She's not only held the house together, but she's you know been there for us. She used to take me to recordings. She used to
Yeah.
teach me, my studies in the car while going to the recordings.
Okay.
So it's been a ride with her. This journey has not just been my journey; it's been a journey with my mom, and she has been equally invested and responsible for making me whoever I am today. So I may have done the singing bit, but all the rest work behind the scenes has been done by her. For me to be well rested, to be well educated, to kind of not forget that while music is happening, studies also are important. She was the balance. She brought the balance to my life, and I think that's something
Okay.
that she's done for even Amal. She's done that for even dad. I think all of us are just her kids.
Okay, Jitesh Pillai has just joined us and he says something very
Oh,
interesting. Hi, Jitesh. We love you.
hi Jitesh, what's up?
Amal is the
Amal is the
wildcat
wildcat.
and Arman is the good boy. Now tell me about it.
I don't know what side of Amal has Jitesh seen, but yeah, many would conclude, owing to our the way we are or the way we behave. I think we two are like chalk and cheese. We are not uh, we are not identical in any way. The only thing that is identical is our musicality. I think both of us agree upon, like this is the kind of stuff that we really like working on. Musically, we're very aligned. Otherwise, we are completely different poles altogether. And I agree with Jitesh. He is definitely the wildcat, and I'm the good boy.
Okay. Right. Okay. And about your father and Amal as well. We have to speak about them as well because their influence in your life has
Yeah.
also been very, very strong.
My father has been, honestly speaking, my father has seen a very crazy journey till this point, and he's even though he didn't, kind of really get what he really aspired to get in his career, he made sure that me and Amal were on our own path. We were doing our own thing, and he supported us full on, even when. Even when we weren't doing that well, he would still go out of pocket and buy us equipment and guitars and stuff like that and be like, these are your toys. Like, I don't think I have ever played with traditional toys. I have only toys I have ever owned are musical instruments, like the guitar or the piano or the computer. I've like my whole anyone else would have at that age experienced, you know, because for me it was more about work. I started working very early. I was like around 8 or 9 when I started recording. And so for
Yeah.
me, like my toys were my toys were my musical instruments, and my playground was the studio.
Hmm.
So that's how it's pretty much been for me. And like dad supported us really, really strongly, and he set us free. A lot of times I've seen you know, when someone wants to become a musician, their parents really hold them back because they don't believe it's a viable career or something that
Yeah.
can sustain
Yeah.
or get money or stuff like that, you know. But like even though my dad was in the line and he has had a brush of like failure and seen that it can go topsy turvy. You can be
Yeah.
successful and you can be, you know, nothing the other day. He made us
Yeah.
realize that this is what happened, but still he did not discourage us from picking up an instrument and doing music. And I think that's like my dad has been rock solid for us in that way.
And I remember you telling me about you and Amal fighting in a studio once, and but he pushes you to do your best also, is what you told me. So tell us about that incident.
I think the more he makes me angry, the better I sing. That is the correlation. Uh,
Okay.
we tend to fight a lot in the studio because I love you know, over singing. Like I like showing off my singing when I record, and Amal likes to keep it simple. He wants it to be as simple as how a layman would be singing it, but yet show my singing prowess in like a very subdued way. Like he does not want me to go all out and be showing my singing chops. And I'm like, Amal, why do you always curtail me? Why do you hold me back? It will, when the time comes, I'll not hold you back. But for these songs, I need you to be the way you are. There have been songs where he's let me free and told me to do my own thing, and he's not had a fight on those songs.
What
But
was the song?
mostly,
What was that one fight? I mean, what was the song that came after a fight which did very well? If you can sing that
Chale
song.
Aana, Chale Aana
Okay.
from De De Pyar De.
Okay.
So that was a very tricky song for me to sing, and the experience was fabulous. I was being thrown with like Amal was throwing books at me, tossing me around in the studio. That's what was happening, and the director and producers were scandalized. So they were like, "You two, we're leaving you guys alone. We're leaving. Just send us the song when it's done." So that's what the whole experience was when we were doing Chaliana.
Okay. Can you sing it for us?
Yeah, sure, I'll sing a few lines. जुदा हम हो गए माना, मगर ये जान लो जाना, कभी मैं याद आऊं तो चले आना, चले आना, तुम्हें मैं भूल जाऊंगा, ये बातें दिल में ना लाना, कभी मैं याद आऊं तो चले आना, चले आना.
Beautiful. So Jitesh Pillai has requested that you sing a retro song in your own way.
What is that?
A retro song that you can choose to sing in your own way.
Okay, I have this one song that I really love. It's by Kishore Kumar, and this has been my all-time favorite. And I've done a cover of it on online as well. I'll sing a few lines of that. तुम्हें कोई और देखे तो जलता है दिल, बड़ी मुश्किलों से फिर संभलता है दिल, क्या क्या जतन करते हैं तुम्हें क्या पता, ये दिल बेकरार कितना ये हम नहीं जानते, मगर जी नहीं सकते तुम्हारे बिना, हमें तुमसे प्यार कितना ये हम नहीं जानते, मगर जी नहीं सकते तुम्हारे बिना, हाँ, हमें तुमसे प्यार.
So beautiful. I think you touch everyone's soul when you sing, which is why I think there's
Thank
a
you.
huge connect. And the
Thank you so much.
lyrics,
Means
how
a lot.
important are they to you? How
So I'll
important
tell
are
you a
the
very interesting fact behind lyrics. So I used to not pay attention to the lyrics till the age of 21.
Okay.
I used
Well,
to
very
sing
few years
songs.
ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to sing songs. I used to understand the gist of the song. Be like, okay, chalo,
Okay.
romantic song hai, sad song hai.
Hmm.
It's a dance number, and I used to get that energy into the song. And obviously, it used to go on and do well because I could. It was the emotion was justified when I was singing
Okay.
it.
Hmm.
But I think you transform as a singer when you actually learn the meaning behind the words, and
Hmm.
that happened for me in the song "Tere Mere" from the movie Chef.
Okay.
And when I was singing that song, obviously as you grow, you go through experiences, you
Yeah.
learn
Yeah.
a lot about life, you go through heartbreak, you fall in love. So all these emotions had happened with me
Okay.
at that point of time. And till then I was still just like singing it. But then I started feeling the songs that I started singing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that is, even though the songs I did before, it's not that I never felt anything, but uh,
The pain wasn't
from
there.
Tere Mere onwards, I really like resonated with lyrics. I really understand it. Sorry, understanded me, wrong English. I really understood the meaning behind every word I was singing, and that changed the whole definition of music for me. For me, always music was the melody, was the song, was the way I could sing it. But I know that when fans hear the song, for them lyrics were the first thing that touched
Yes.
them. And
Absolutely.
even when a song like now, when I sing Main Rahu now,
Yeah.
opposed to when I sang Main Rahu on the record, for me, I kind of delve even deeper into the lyrics today than I
True.
used to back then. And that's a transformative journey that every singer goes through. For me, I've actually had a journey from childhood to teenagehood to now getting into adulthood. The way I'm
Yeah.
experiencing as life has, happened for me. So I think at every phase I've experienced different things and I've put that into my singing. And I like that about the way my career has shaped up. Like for me, I think I still have so many layers of mine which have not come out in the
Yeah.
world and that they're yet to be exposed, which is a great thing. For me, a lot of artists at such a young age, we've seen a lot of examples of pop stars like Justin Bieber and all these artists
Yeah.
who have been singing
Yeah.
from a very young age, and now they've come to a point where they're like done it all, and somewhere they're like they've taken a backseat and they're like, no, we don't want to kind of like he kind of canceled that whole tour because he went into a whole zone. And that happened with me 2 years back when I
Mm-hmm.
was doing these shows and concerts. After a point, as an artist, it's a it's important to take those steps back and
Yeah.
come back and do something different. Like how there's this artist Ed Sheeran. I don't know if you've
Yes.
heard of his music, but he's a very popular artist, and he does this thing where he does 2 years, he does his album, does his touring, completely sells out stadiums, everything, and then for a year and a half he disappears.
Okay. Wow.
So I think that's very important for us as musicians. We use up a lot of energy and like expend a lot of energy on stage while singing songs. We start getting depleted as humans.
Yeah.
So
Right.
emotionally, physically, mentally, all of us, we need that detox. So
Yes.
I think it's important to take those detox phases and then come back, because then you come refreshed and you come with a good different thought, and
Yes.
you can sustain this career rather than being someone who does everything and then after that you don't know where to go. You know.
Yeah. But you've also sung in so many different languages. So that also keeps you very
I've
innovative
kept
about.
I've kept myself in like I've kept my mind uh, jogging. Like
Yeah.
sometimes what happens is when you do the same thing over and over again, starts becoming monotonous, and you're like, why am I doing this? It's becoming repetitive, which is why I've always believed in exploring different languages, like Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam. Recently, the Butta Bomma song from Allu Arjun's
Can you
movie
sing
did
that?
really well.
Yes. Can you sing that?
I will love to sing that. I just probably might need assistance in terms of lyrics. I don't
Okay.
think I remember them, but I'll try.
Okay.
Internet Zindabad. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. ఇంతకన్నా మంచి పోలికేది నాకు తట్టలేదు గాని అమ్ము ఈ లవ్ అనేది బబ్లు గమ్ము అంటుకున్నదంటే పోదు నమ్ము ముందు నుంచి అందరన్న మాటే గాని మళ్ళీ అంటున్నానే అమ్ము ఏది చెప్పకుండా వచ్చే తుమ్ము ప్రేమ నా పలివు నన్ను నమ్ము ఎట్టగానే ఎదురు చూపుకి తగినట్టుగా నువ్వు బదులు చెబితివే అరే దేవుడా ఇదేంతనేంత లోపటే పిల్లడా అంట దగ్గరై నన్ను చేరదీస్తివే బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే జిందగీకే అట్ట బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే జిందగీకే అట్ట బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే.
Lovely.
So yeah, that was Butta Bomma for you guys.
Okay. Okay. So you
So I keep it
adapt to
interesting.
languages easily.
I keep it interesting for me, and which is why I've even ventured into doing English music. It's something that I've always been interested in, and it expands my horizons as an artist.
So
And
after the
I might
English
want to do
music,
even Arabic in the
yes,
future. I would love to try Arabic and Spanish, in
I'm
the
sure
future.
people in Dubai are listening. Listen to him. He's interested in doing Arabic, and we could surely have so many people collaborate with you here who are on chat with me. There could be, apart from Armenians, I'm sure you have a huge fan base in Dubai as well.
Yes, it's amazing to always get so much love in the Middle East, especially in Dubai, where there's so many fans of mine. Just want to say love you. Thank you for supporting me and my music.
What is that song that comes to you? What is most requested in your concerts in Dubai usually?
There was this one song. I think there are two songs that are really requested in Dubai, and that is Wajah Tum Ho and Bol Do Na Zara.
ठीक है, दोनों सुना सकती हूँ तो बहुत अच्छा है.
अभी ज्यादा हो गया, ज्यादा सिंगिंग हो गया.
एक सुना लीजिए, दुबई के लिए एक सुना लीजिए. One will do.
चलो, I'll sing Wajah Tum Ho.
Okay.
मेरे साए हैं साथ में यारा जिस जगह तुम हो, मैं जो जी रहा हूँ वजह तुम हो, वजह तुम हो, मैं जो जी रहा हूँ वजह तुम हो, वजह तुम हो.
Lovely. Thank you very much for
Thank you
speaking
so
to
much.
me, and lovely again catching up, and let's hope to see each other soon after the whole lockdown gets over.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
The first place I'm coming is Dubai.
See you. Thank you. It was lovely chatting up.
See you. Lots of love to all my fans in the Middle East. Lots of love to all my fans in Dubai. Thank you, Manju, for always connecting and doing amazing.
It's always lovely to speak to you, and we
Lots
didn't
of
speak
love.
about Handsome Malik and so many things, but later, next time.
He's
some
gone.
other time.
He's resting now. We can't disturb him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's the star.
Chalo, thank you.
Chalo.
Right.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
So that was Arman Malik speaking to us on a lovely chat, and he sang as well, entertained us as well. So let us know, write to us who you'd want to see on Insta Live, and we can try and speak to them as well. Thank you all for always being part of us and supporting us in our interviews that we do from home all the time. And log in and see what all we do. We'll have more people coming up next week. Check other Film Fare Middle East Insta pages so that you'll know exactly who will be next. Thank you very much for being part of us. Have a lovely day. Stay home and stay safe. Bye.